literally peeing blood, and my doctor told me it was just anxiety. I had finished 9 days of outpatient IV antibiotics. I still had a PICC line in my arm. I was in unbearable pain, burning, urgency, a bruise feeling that I get deep in my bladder that still makes me nauseous when I think about it. And he said it was anxiety. He started going on about women and stress, and I dissociated, so I honestly can't even remember everything that he said. After the appointment, I had cried in my car for 2 hours before I could even pull myself together enough to drive home. A week later, my culture came back positive. The infection that was just stress and anxiety that women get was clearly still there. My symptoms were not in my head. Surprising. If you've ever sat across from a doctor and been told something that makes you feel insane when you knew in your body something was wrong, this video is for you. What I just described has a name. It's called medical gaslighting. Medical gaslighting is when a healthcare provider dismisses, downplays, or outright denies your symptoms. It can sound like it's just stress, or you're probably just anxious, or your labs are normal, you should be fine. Or sometimes it's not what they say, it's the way they don't want to run the test that you had asked for with no explanation, the way they interrupt you before you can even finish your sentences, the way they tell you, just relax. And if you're sitting there wondering if this has ever happened to you, it probably has. Most of us don't even realize it's happening in the moment. We kind of just leave the appointment feeling defeated, and we can't really put a name to it. And you are definitely not the first it has happened to. Hi, I'm Alessandra, and if you're new here, I make videos about pelvic and bladder health conditions such as chronic UTI, IC, and what it actually looks like to be a patient with a complicated body in a medical system that's just not built for us. And spoiler, they were wrong. Most doctors are not bad people. A lot of them are doing their best with a system that gives them 7 minutes per patient and rewards them for ruling things out, not for figuring things out. But unfortunately, that doesn't change the fact that millions of women every single year walk out of appointments with no answers, no plan, and a not so quiet voice in their head saying, maybe it really is all in my head. And in 2026, the tools we have as patients are completely different than they were even 5 years ago. We don't have to walk in empty-handed with no knowledge about our conditions. And actually, before I get into everything, if you have an appointment coming up soon, I made a free doctor visit prep sheet that walks you through exactly what to bring and what to say. The link will be in the description below. Let's talk about anxiety first. It's just stress, your labs are normal. Have you tried insert obvious thing here? Sounding familiar yet? Yeah, me too. Anxiety can be real, and it can be the lazy diagnosis your doctor gives you when they don't want to investigate anything further. Both can be true at the same time. My anxiety might play a role in how I experience my symptoms. It might make them feel worse on bad days. It might tighten my pelvic floor. It might make me hyper aware of every sensation I feel in my body. But it doesn't explain everything. And it doesn't change the fact that my symptoms appeared before my anxiety does. Anxiety is not a wastebasket diagnosis, and you are allowed to say that to your doctor. I saw this on TikTok a while back, and now it's a phrase that I use to this day, and I want you to keep it in your back pocket in case a doctor ever chalks up your symptoms to anxiety. Anxiety may be playing a role in my symptoms, but it doesn't explain everything. What else can we further investigate? That's it. That's the phrase. You're not being aggressive, you're not being a difficult patient, you're simply being active in your own care, and a good doctor should appreciate that. Okay, so how do we actually do this in 2026? We have all these resources at our fingertips now more than ever, and we can walk in prepared. So here's how. Number 1, track your symptoms with dates. I tell this to everybody, guys. Symptom tracking is key, and when your doctor asks how long has this been going on, the answer your gut wants to give is something like, I don't know, a while, a few months, a couple years, maybe. That answer makes you sound uncertain, it makes them less likely to take you seriously, and honestly, it makes it harder for your doctor to actually help you. Instead, you want to be able to say something like, my symptoms started on March 14th and they got significantly worse around April 2nd. I've had 11 flares in the last 6 weeks and the pattern looks like this. I'm sure you can hear the difference already, and this leads to a completely different conversation with your doctor, because your doctor is like, oh, like, she came prepared. And this is honestly why I started building Coreflora, which is a pelvic and bladder health companion app in the first place, because I was sitting in waiting rooms trying to remember when my last flare was, scrolling through my notes app, my text to my mom, trying to piece together a timeline from memory. And honestly, I think that I know my symptoms and I know my body, but when it comes to the appointment, the brain fog from chronic pain is real, you guys. Like, I have felt it over the years, and I really wish that I started tracking things with dates so much sooner, because I never thought that I would forget all these details. Number 2, know the name of the test that you want. Doctors respond differently when you can name the specific test you're asking about versus when you are just describing symptoms, hoping they'll figure it out. I'll give you an example from this morning. I had a doctor's appointment this morning and I've been feeling extreme fatigue. I've had some weight gain in my midsection. I'm losing hair. So I did the research and I think that my symptoms are pointing towards an issue with my thyroid. So I brought this up to my doctor, and either he was going to agree and order the thyroid panel, or he's going to disagree and tell me what other things my symptom pattern could be pointing towards. And guess what? He agreed, and I gave blood this morning. And I am not telling you what test to ask for. I am not your doctor. I am not anyone's doctor. What I'm saying is that when you do your own research, write down the name of the specific thing you want to discuss and bring it with you to your appointment. And actually, this is exactly what my free doctor visit prep sheet helps you do. It walks you right through the night before prep, what to bring and what to say if you feel dismissed or gaslighted by your doctor. And also, there's a printable one-page sheet at the end of the free visit prep that you can fill out and bring with you to the appointment to help your doctor help you. Okay, let's move on to what's underneath all of this. The reason most of us don't walk in prepared, the reason why we're scared to push back, and the reason why we don't ask for the right test even though we know that it could help us come closer to an answer. And the fear is being that patient. I felt it, you've probably felt it. If you're chronically ill, you probably have this underlying fear of annoying your doctor. You don't want your doctor to roll their eyes when they see you on the schedule again, the one who thinks that you spend all your time on WebMD, the one who thinks that she knows more than the doctor. That is not the vibe that we want to give to our doctor. I have felt this, I still feel this, and sometimes I sit in the waiting room and I literally rehearse how I'm going to bring up, let's say, research if I have, so I don't sound like that patient. And it's sad that we even have to feel this way, so I'm gonna offer you a reframe, and trust me, I know that it's hard to unlearn. Being informed is not the same thing as being annoying. Being prepared for your appointment is not the same thing as being difficult, and asking for a specific test is not overstepping on your doctor's toes. And if your doctor treats you like you're annoying because you came to your appointment prepared, because you tracked your symptoms, because you knew the name of a test that you wanted, that is information about that doctor. It is not information about you. A good doctor wants a partner, and a good doctor is relieved when you walk in with notes. A good doctor will say, yes, let's run that test, or here's why I don't think it's indicated yet. And either way, you've had a real productive conversation. If your doctor doesn't want that, you are allowed to find a different doctor. And I know it's not always easy. I know, trust me, it's heartbreaking when you've waited 4 months for this appointment, and accessibility is a real issue, but just know that your doctor works for you, and if they don't want to dig deeper and help you find your root cause, you can find another doctor that will work with you. The doctor is an expert on medicine, and you are the expert on your body. A good appointment is partnership between those two things, not a lecture from one person to the other. You are a person with a body that is telling you something is wrong, and you deserve a medical team that listens to you. And if this video resonated with you, I would love to hear your story in the comments. The more of us who say it out loud, the harder it is to keep dismissing all of us. And if you want more videos like this on chronic UTI, IC, pelvic floor stuff, and how to actually advocate for yourself in the medical system, Please like and subscribe. It genuinely helps this channel grow and reach more people. And one more time, if you have a doctor's appointment coming up soon, please grab my free doctor visit prep sheet. It's located in the description, and it's the exact tool that I wish I had years ago. Print it, read it, fill out the last page, and bring it with you to your next appointment, and it can very well change how your next appointment goes. Thanks for watching.